Modern neurologists have located the mind in the brain and have said that consciousness is a result of electrochemical neurological activity. There are, however, growing observations to the contrary. There is no neurophysiological research which conclusively shows that the higher levels of mind, intuition, insight, creativity, imagination, understanding, thought, reasoning, intent, decision, knowing, will, spirit, or soul are located in brain tissue. If mind consciousness is not the brain, why then does science relate states of consciousness and mental functioning to brainwave frequencies? And how is it that audio with embedded binaural beats alters brainwaves? These beats stimulate the third ear directly due to the holophonic effect they trigger. One can sense incredible clarity and depth when audio is presented in this fashion. In an extreme example not yet actualized, think of a group of people talking to each other in an egg-shaped room, with thousands of tiny microphones constantly drifting through the varying perspectives of their conversations. Not only would you eventually get a visual image of what the room itself looks, feels, and perhaps even smells like, but you would find yourself there, moving your hand across the walls and butting in on one of their synthetic conversations as they whisper back at you. This, of course, is another microcosm within the macrocosm, an organic oral program that at its highest potential can birth new worlds, and at its most modest uses or benefits creates relaxation, meditation, stress reduction, pain management, improved sleep quality, decrease in sleep requirements, super learning, enhanced creativity and intuition, remote viewing, telepathy, out-of-body experiences, and lucid dreaming. Reach out and touch a small object nearby.
What does it feel like?
It feels like an electric blue nebula that's passing in and out of my third eye.
Is it hard or soft, smooth or rough?
It doesn't seem to have any characteristics of a tangible object. It is amorphous, a constant evolution.
How is it shaped, and what colors blend together to create the illusion that this item is real?
Is it real? I had no idea. It was simply stalking a less traveled corridor of my mind.
If you place this object out of sight and pull your hand away, does the object still exist?
You're not going to fool me, Mr. Ezra. I know it's lurking around here somewhere. Wait a minute. I can't find it anymore. I can't find the self, my mind-body cognition prison cell, where the ego can watch over and protect me.
Please reach out and clutch my voice with your right hand. It slips through your fingers like a cloud. So we must rely on alternative modes of perception to achieve a deeper understanding of the invisible and untouchable. Pull the object back into your line of sight and turn it over in your hands. Imagine that this object is a piece of music, actualized in material form. What would the music sound like? Would it be slow or fast? Loud or quiet?
It would move through me like a wave in the ocean of my soul. It would be as loud as my perceived notion of it to be. It would sound like a sacred geometrical tuning fork oscillating in rhythm with my holographic heartbeat.
Fusion of sound perception and vision is one of the highest teachings in all mystery schools. The smooth gradient of the octave is divided into semitones, echoing 12 colors of the light spectrum. When that cosmic principle is limited, its universality, which otherwise makes it incomprehensible to mortals, can be understood, reasonably studied, and utilized. Tone-color consciousness launches the student into a state of poetic existence. We are better equipped to venture into the abyss and return with beautiful works of art.
Every cell in the human body pulsates, reflects, and interacts with acoustic oscillations of the medium in which it exists. Even the Earth and Sun vibrate in unison on a main rhythm of 160 minutes. Each musical note is therefore united to non-audible notes of higher octaves, and each symphony to other symphonies that we cannot even hear, still exist in the tangled ether of the webbing of cosmic gravity. The forms of snowflakes and faces of flowers may take on their shape because they were responding to some sort of sound in nature. Likewise, it is possible that crystals, plants, and human beings may be in some way music that has taken on visible form. Essentially, music, or more specifically Western music, has been put into a box of limitation. As an example, the sacred solfeggio frequencies, which have undeniably shown to produce a profound effect on the repair and evolution of DNA, specifically on 528 Hz as mapped out by Dr. Joseph Puleo in his decoding of the biblical book of Numbers under the guidance of Pythagorean numerology. For 3 years, Puleo and Dr. Leonard Horowitz have investigated these 6 tones as an interrelated series of mathematical and electromagnetic sound frequencies. These sacred healing tones have been hidden from us by the Catholic Church and others, but something that resonates so fully within our being can never be kept secret from us in the end. For there is no quaking moment in which the pale green electric cipher that unites every thought form within the prismatic fountain of space would render us hopeless and in the dark. The pace of existence rises like the sun on a cold desert plateau, and splashes over us in waves of true knowing and no thing. It restores my faith in the stellar window as I watch its purpose reassemble. The wisdom that pierces all veils of the glass horizon warms us all with its subtle glow. I focus on condensed third eye parabola, systemic and revolutionary response to evolve beyond. Systemic and revolutionary response to evolve beyond infinity.
The principal part in a harmonic composition is called the melody, described by early musicologists as the portion of tonal music which represents the elements of air and breath. It's the part of the song that we walk away humming. Melody earned the reputation as an airy element early in the development of homophonic music, as composers would often hear melodies drifting in and out of their third ear, like a gust of wind blowing through the landscapes of their mind. One account is given by a journalist for the French Gazette during the mid-19th century. A devoted violinist and religious man by the name of Urham was walking through an open forest and heard some melody accompanied by an Aeolian harp. He fell into an ecstatic trance and clearly heard a voice commanding him to write down the melody which had been given to him, so he hurried home and wrote down the song with no great effort. Other forms of spiritual science have emerged from Japan, notably the work of Dr. Masaru Emoto, as documented in his famous book, The Messages from Water. Here we find evidence that human intention and vibrational energy is perceived and documented by water in the form of geometrical adaptation. Emoto conducted several experiments wherein he directed specific thoughts, words, ideas, and music to bodies of distilled water. Then he froze the samples and studied the ice crystals. The lab results demonstrated a tendency for music created with positive, loving intention to generate symmetrical crystals, while aggressive, angry music and phrases loaded with negativity cause the structure of the water to degenerate. Bear in mind that the human body is made up of mostly water. Scientists have found that plants also respond favorably to love and classical music. Peter Tompkins and Christopher Bird discuss this research in their classic book, The Secret Life of Plants.
Could be a problem.
What are they doing to him?
Breaking into his mind. It's like hacking a computer. All it takes is time.
How much time?
Depends on the mind. But eventually it'll crack, and his alpha patterns will change. From this to this. And it does Morpheus will tell them anything they want to know.
Mathematical algorithms can be extracted from watching pigeons in the park, sunbeams reflected off snowflakes, the cyclones of Jupiter, your thumbprint, the echo of steps in a hallway, the atomic structure of gold. The symmetry in nature is a continuous part of the ever-glowing grid and rhythm of organic life systems, waxing and waning in the rich tapestry of the cosmic ocean. Creating music out of what first appeared to be a void of emptiness, in a place beyond form, a symphony springs to life, like a newly birthed star dancing in reflection of its mirror universe. Allow yourself to experience pure sound. Take a deep breath and really listen.